Major injury news right here on Yankees Digest. Bring you all things New York Yankees with Luis Gil going down, headed to the 15-day IL list. We're going to dive right into it, rap about it, talk about it right here on Yankees Digest. Bring you all things New York Yankees. But before we do that, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. You know what I mean? Keep closing that gap. Closing in rapidly on 2,000 subscribers right here on the network, right here on the channel. Yankees Digest, bring you all things New York Yankees. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. Continue to come on this journey with your boy right here. You know where to get the best. We're going to get right to it. We're going to get right to it with Luis Gil. Yesterday was a continuation of the start before in Chicago. His command has been wild and erratic at times, to say the least, but it's been really particularly alarming the last two starts. I mean, yesterday I believe he had about 5 walks, and we kind of now see the writing was on the wall. He's hurt. He's not right, and he's headed to the 15-day IL with a lower back strain. He was in considerable discomfort, stretching out that back, and then it just got to the point where Boone was watching him, went out there, he jogged out there with the interpreter, and he also jogged out there with the trainer, because Luis Gil's hurt. He's hurt, and really, this is a guy he's been balling for the Yankees. He's given New York above and beyond. He wasn't even projected to be in the starting rotation. They thought they were just going to be bouncing him back and forth between AAA until they ran out of call-ups, like they've done in the past few years with him, especially before he got hurt. But, he goes down now, and the timing couldn't really be at a more, little bit of yes and no for the Yankees, because Clark Schmidt is on his way back. And Will Warren, who we'll get into it, he's also coming back from AAA. He's been really the Luis Gil of this season of call-ups, being that extra starter. So, but Gil going down, you just knew from the way he's pitched the past few games, he didn't look right in Chicago. I would venture to say that he wasn't right there either. And that tightness and has thrown off his mechanics. The walks are through the roof. Like he has been walking guys left and right. Let's get into the graphics real quick. You love the hit. I mean the strikeouts. You love the strikeouts. You love the stuff. But the walks are a problem. They've been a problem for him, and now for the past week or so, we kind of understand why. He's been hurt. He's been hurt. And I think that, now I know that with him being on the IL now, that we can point to the culprit. And, he has never pitched this amount of innings in his career. The Yankees he's in uncharted territory in terms of innings pitched, in terms of pitches. They've begun to stack up like firewood. And this time on the IL, honestly, This is going to be a blessing for him. Get some rest. Get your body right, because come October, come tournament time, we're gonna need Luis Gil. You guys know how I feel about Nestor Cortez. Marcus Stroman, he's turned the corner, so you got to be encouraged by what he's given the Yankees the last 2 starts. He had a win right there for him until Mr. Clay Holmes, the PhD in blowing saves, till he came along and ruined it against the Tigers in the finale at Williamsport. But you got a guy in Gil that has really been the Yankees' most consistent starter for the most part of this season. While Cole was getting back, and now King Cole is all the way back, Rodon has pitched very well the past month or so. But he still has his moments of just like, really, your number 3 starter, if you were to start the playoffs today, is Luis Gil. You'd go with Cole, you'd go with Rodon, you'd go with Gil. He's your number 3 starter. And him going down now, I'd rather it happen now than a week before the playoff starts, or 2 weeks or 3 weeks before the playoffs start. Get that out the way now. Get him right, get his body right, get his mind right, because the Yankees are going to need him. If they're going to win the East, if they're going to be serious players in that tournament, they're going to need Luis Gil. They are. Let's get to some more news about this matter. Like I mentioned before with Will Warren, he's been recalled from AAA Wilkes-Barre, and he'll be taking Gil's spot on the roster and perhaps in the rotation. Shout out to Talking Yankees. Shout out to Dan Martin with the New York Post as well. This is a no-brainer. Will Warren has looked like a solid number 4, number 5 starter. He got smacked around by the Angels, I believe, a few weeks ago, and that was a horror show. But other than that, he's been solid. He's been solid. Will Warren is giving you more than enough. 5 innings. That's all we ask. 5, maybe 6-ish innings, and get it to the bullpen. Until Clay Holmes blows the save. You know what I mean? Like that's really been the recipe for the Yankees. Really, this entire season. So Will Warren's going to take his spot, and it needs to happen, and it is going to happen. Because you need someone to step in for Gil. And again, Clark Schmidt, he just did a rehab start. He's also going to make his way back rapidly, and he's going to be up while Gil is still on the mend for the next 2+ weeks. So that's encouraging. That's encouraging. The back tightness is the biggest culprit of why Gil is headed to the IL. And again, this started before. This didn't just crop up and happen today. I'm going to point to him not being right really the past few weeks. You have to point to it. And again, the back affects everything. It affects command. It affects velocity. It affects your ability to get out of bed. You kind of need your back to play baseball, to play professional baseball. Your body as pitchers is doing an unnatural position anyway, and an unnatural motion anyway. So you need your back, and the back tightness. That's what has landed Gil on the IL, and we're not going to see him for the next 2+ weeks. He's going to use, trust me, all 15 of those days, and don't be shocked if the Yankees send him out for a rehab start to make sure that he's right and give him a little bit extra time, because he is very, very, very important to the Yankees' hopes and aspirations of getting this 28th pennant and ending this going on 15-year title drought. Absolutely. But before we wrap this video, we're going to give a big shout out, a big thank you to the New York Mets. We're going to give the Mets some love out here. Shout out my boy, Just Welker. or Gary Welker, or Gary Winkler, whatever the guy's name is. He coming through for the Mets. Walk-off home run to beat the Orioles. Yankees are back deadlock tied in the AL East. So slow clap for the Mets. No bobblehead. There'll be a bobblehead when the Yankees win. There's no bobblehead when the Mets win. But thank you, Mets. I was actually watching the final 2 innings of that game before I hopped on here and did some recordings for the day right here on Yankees Digest, bring you all things New York Yankees. So thank you, Mets. Thank you, Winkler, Welker, Wes Welker. Thanks so much. Orioles take another loss. They're not world beaters. They're not running away with the division anytime soon. I told you, rock'em sock'em robots until the end of the regular season. But Yankees have an opportunity to be in sole possession of first place in the AL East with a win today as they try to even that series and eventually obviously take this series and win 2 out of 3 from the Guardians. And of course, the recap king himself. I'll be recapping that series when it wraps after tomorrow. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming on this ride. Thanks for coming on this journey. This has been Ugo Onyianta with Yankees Digest, bringing you all things New York Yankees. Come on back. We'll be waiting for you. Peace.